Hey team, wanted to make a quick video on recycling. What is recyclable? That is a good question. This day and age, I feel like recycling is pretty common, so I don't know if I will go into too much detail, but I did want to do a little mini tutorial in case you don't know what is recyclable. So to start, glass. Glass is recyclable. Actually, it can be kind of tough on the machines to do some grinding of the glass. Over time, that can get pretty expensive, but it is still good. A lot of these we want to be doing closed stream. So if we can use the glass, recycle the glass, and then use the glass again, that'd be closed stream if there was no waste involved. So that is our overall goal. With a lot of different products. I know they're trying to close the stream with like aluminum cans, or soda cans, but it's tough to recycle those because there are two different alloys of metal that are on the tops and on the sides. So separating those and getting them back to their pure state in order to recycle them is tough. But glass, we're still trying to do it. I'm trying to make it work. We're trying to become more efficient as a system and create less waste, which is always a beautiful thing. So if you want to go ahead and reuse these, if you can find ways to reuse these, you can be creative. And like this is green glass, so you could put lights in it and have it as Christmas decoration. That could be a cool option for a decoration that's fun and in the spirit of Christmas. So glass, that would be an option. I know I actually have a lot of upcycled glass around my house. I try and buy in bulk, and then if you go to a co-op, you can reuse some of your like plastic containers or your glass containers. So you can do that if you want. You can hold on to those, use them for storage, use them for bulk foods. It's very cool, and it can be very, very cute also. I know glass has kind of a more sophisticated vibe than a lot of the plastics. And speaking of plastics, I was doing a bit of a plastic purge, trying to get rid of plastic from my lifestyle. And it's been a little slow going lately. But I know with plastics, they break down into the microplastics that get into the environment, and, then kind of goose up the entire ecosystem. But of course, we are trying to close that circuit as well. But, once plastic has been recycled, it kind of degrades in value, and then slowly it's used for cheaper and cheaper plastics, and then it's just, garbage. So it's not a perfect system, and that's kind of why I was trying to get rid of plastic. The glass, it's harder to recycle because it's a tougher material for the machines to be able to chomp and crush into reusable pieces again. But if you hold on to it for a long time, then we won't have to put them through the machines and all that. So it's kind of a classier material if you do want to have it around the house for holding on to things versus the plastic. And I know right now my lifestyle, I don't have to worry about things getting knocked down a lot. I don't have kids or animals to do that. So I am privileged in my lifestyle that I'm allowed to have the glass and things around. But yeah, so glass is recyclable. We were looking for the little triangle. There's like schmutz on the bottom of this, but you can kind of see the triangle right there. There it is. If you can point, yeah, there we go. This one has a 1 on it. So the triangle there is indicative of the fact that it is a recyclable plastic. There's a number in there. This one is 1, and it says PETE. And that's just telling you what kind of plastic that is. So it's a 1. Some neighborhoods, some recycling facilities only take certain kinds of plastics. And so you kind of want to be mindful of that. I have not done too much research on that, but yeah, some places don't take specific plastics. I've heard that you can be penalized, you can be fined if you put plastic bags into the loose leaf recycling. But yeah, so you can be fined if you put the plastic bags in. There are plastic bag facilities that recycle plastic bags. A lot of places are going plastic bagless. They're putting a fine in place if you have to pay for the plastic bags, and I love that. Like I said, I'm trying to go zero plastic myself, slowly and steadily. I've got some things that have been grandfathered in, and so those aren't really going anywhere. But for the time being, anyway, we'll see. But yeah, so a lot of places are going without plastic. I try to not use plastic as well when I'm at home, or when I go out shopping. There are some cool reusable bags. I know I've got my big hockey bag that I use for grocery shopping when I go to like Costco, and of course they don't have bags at Costco, so it's buying in bulk, which is something that I am pro. And then I've got my big hockey bag, so it's fewer trips to the car, and so it's just up and down, and it's great. Fewer trips to the store means less gas used, the less, just a lot less resources, time spent on grocery shopping, things like that. So very cool. Would recommend, buying in bulk. It'll save everyone time and money. So this one's PP5, if you can see. There we go. There it is. So there's the triangle there. Also recyclable paper. I know I get junk mail, and so that's recyclable. Yeah, but with the paper, you want to make sure that it doesn't get contaminated by different fluids or miscellaneous foodstuffs. I have heard use water to clean things out, so that way the recycling isn't contaminated. I've also heard don't waste water to recycle, because they put everything through machines that sanitize everything anyway. So don't waste another resource when they're going to clean it already. So I don't really know. That might be dependent upon which facility is doing the recycling. I'm not sure. You could reach out to your local facility. I've heard it both ways on that one. Yeah, it's a worthwhile pursuit. If you can reuse the materials, like a lot of these paper, these are glossier, so I'm not using them in my compost. But paper products you can use in compost. I'm just getting started with that process. I'm really excited for it. I had a compost bucket for a few years, and I would just bring it to the local co-op, and I would bring it to the waste disposal place. They had a compost there, but you need the specific compostable bags in order to, yeah. So, and I didn't have those, so I just ended up bringing it to the co-op instead, because they had a bin outside that you just dump it in, and that was really, really creative and really awesome. So if you are interested in composting, you can use, like paper. You can compost paper as your brown materials versus your green materials, to keep the balance in place for healthy, nutrient-rich compost. But yeah, so if you can reuse your recyclables, do it. Woohoo! Reduce, reuse, and recycle.